Welcome in. I've been cleaning up some M54 B30 pistons, and I realized it might be a good method to share with everyone to help someone out if they're trying to do exactly what I'm doing, and that is just taking these pistons, which aren't physically damaged but they're dirty, and preparing them again to be reinstalled into an engine. So how do you make something like that, something that's crusty and dirty, come out and look pretty much brand new again? Well, the best method I found, doing some research and trial and error, is using a cheap ultrasonic. So these Vivor ultrasonics, this one's small. I'm actually just borrowing it from a friend. I'm probably gonna end up getting the bigger version. It would be nice if I had a bath that could do more than one piston, but just for example purposes, there's this. And then finding a cleaner that was safe on metals without etching. So this Simple Green Pro HD heavy duty cleaner is safe on metal surfaces. So I mix this 3 to 1, so 1 part Simple Green, then 3 parts water, and just put it in the mix. This is dirty because I've done a few of these pistons already, but essentially this guy, when you turn him on, you can set the temperature, and I set it to 40 degrees centigrade, and then you can adjust the time up to 30 minutes. So I just run each piston for an hour, and it will come out looking almost brand new. If you run them for 30 minutes, they'll be pretty clean, but if you run them for an hour, it pretty much is completely clear. Sometimes there's a little residual down in the ring grooves. Mostly it's that oil groove down at the bottom and the oil ports, but yeah, you just run them for an hour and they will absolutely come out spanking clean. I've got a little brush here. I use an old toothbrush, and then there's like a kind of a small grout brush or whatever this be from the hardware store, and sometimes I'll need to go in and scrape out some residual stuff, but for the most part, if you just let the chemicals do the work with the ultrasonic, comes out really good. Basically what I do with these is I've tried them in a couple different methods of doing it, but taking the rings out is a good idea. Just pop the rings off real quick so they can get down to the ring lands, and take out the gudgeon pin. That's really the biggest two things that I would say need to be done first. But just for example's sake, since I'm wielding a camera with one hand, I'll just take the basket here, set this guy down, and set him in upside down. Drop him in. Make sure it's all the way submerged, and just go ahead. And sometimes you have to get this thing going for a second. I don't know. There we go. All right, there we go. It's nice and annoying. So I usually just put it into cook for 30 minutes, go do something else where I'm away from this, or put it outside where it's not annoying, and then we'll come back to it, and pretty much the pistons look just like that when you're done. So anyway, it's a good way to get them cleaned up. Sometimes if the corrosion, or sorry, the carbon buildup is really bad, I use a little bit of Scotch-Brite and just gently scrub. Most of the time I don't have to scrub much, even just like the little brushes. It's best if you don't use anything that abrades. This stuff will abrade, so just be really careful where you use it. I usually only use it on the top and underside if it needs it, but so far I actually haven't had to use this. I've just been using scrub brushes. So anyway, hopefully that helps if you're trying to reuse some pistons that are in good condition. I mean, these guys, other than a tiny little bit of wear on their wear pads, which is totally normal, they're a perfectly good piston with no damage, and ready to go back into service. So anyway, hope that's helped someone out. A little way to wash pistons.